And we're back to learning Gimp in a year, day 97. Let us go over, let me explain the color picker to you. We have a simple color palette right here, and that's usually what you do. You import a set color or a group of colors, and then you can use the color picker, always the short key. Or you can find it under tools directly right here. And then you simply hover over the color that you want to sample, and if you left click, you can see that this becomes the foreground color by default. If you've messed around with the settings, it might also be visible right there as a background color. And there's also pick only and add to palette. So you can add that to a color palette that you define yourself, or pick it like this. And when you pick it, it usually doesn't show anything. Let us check use info window, and now you can see it. So the info window gives you RGB info and general info about the colors. Usually you want to have that set to foreground color, so let us stick with it. I'll create an empty layer and then paint an object, maybe a rectangle. Foreground color, I can use an edit fill with foreground color. So use the color picker, maybe sample this dark blue, and then you go to edit, fill with foreground color, and your object has this color now. Select none. And this is usually the process that you use to color whatever you've got on your canvas. There are two more options, sample average. This is a little bit harder to explain, but in general, your color picker uses a pixel that you click on. So wherever you position the cursor, it finds the center pixel, and if you click, this is then the color that's used. But you can also use sample average. So the center that you click on plus the neighboring pixels, and with the radius, you can adjust how many will be factored in to this average. And in simple terms, when I've got it unchecked, you can see I can only sample 2 colors here in this range because there are only 2 different colors. But when I got it checked and with a radius of like 30 to 40, it always finds the average of these 2 colors because there are neighboring pixels of different colors, and then it's simply mixed, you could say. We also have a sample merged. This is something that you usually want to have checked, because when you have it unchecked, it only uses the specific layer that you're on. So in this case, the object layer has the object, but everything else is actually transparent. So if I make that invisible, you can see it, and this is what's sampled then. Let me bring that back, and I go to the white background layer, and if I left click now, on these colors of my color palette, it only finds the white color because I'm specifically on the layer. When you use sample merged, it simply picks the colors that you can see. So this is a little bit more intuitive, I would say, usually when I have that checked. And this also becomes very important when you have, for example, a fully black layer right here and a fully white layer below. I sample it with a sample merged, and my sampled color is fully white. I go down with the opacity and I sample again, and now we have a grayish color because that is what we see. And if I uncheck sample merged and I left click again as a sample, we get a fully black color. So in simple terms, sample merged checked gives you what you see, but sample merged unchecked gives you what is actually there. And these are the basics of the color picker in Gimp. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.